Leadership. What is leadership? Leadership is an action of leading a group of people or a community or organizations. And what kind of leadership we need as an African society? That's the question we should ask ourselves. The previous administrations or one of the administrations that lead certain people or certain countries in the world look at the likes of Hitler. He transformed Germany, though he committed a lot of atrocity, but in his leadership his people were in a good position. Saddam Hussein, though he invaded some countries, his country propelled and become one of the best. Muammar al-Gaddafi, Siad Barre of Somalia. Call them a dictator or the name you want, but one thing for sure, in their leadership, their people prospered. Look at how was Libya during Gaddafi era. What about Somalia under the Siad Barre? Though some of them are committed a crime against humanity, and we are talking about human being. Human beings are they always not 100% correct or 100% in a good position. Maybe they they are good in one place, negative in the other place. So we'll talk about the positive perspective. And they had an authority to say yes or no from external influence. They also built their country and their society at the best level. As I say, we are only talking about the positive impact, not negative. Under their rule, most of them, they don't involve in parliament. Let us call it a democracy or what? Democracy? Parliament? Parliament sometimes is a tool used by other externals to influence or to undermine a strong leadership. Because those who are in parliament, most of them, they are not loyal to the country. They are loyal to the government, to their party. So if the other party leader do something great, they don't support. This clearly shows the impact of a strong leadership. They had two things in common. They were feared and respected. A leadership must be feared and must be respected. Let us take two brothers' leadership from a history of the books, or can I call it Quran or a Bible. When Musa, in an Arabic or in a Quranic version, in a Bible they call it Moses, went for the mountain and stayed for 40 days and night in order to receive the 10 commandments. The society started worshipping idols they made from gold in the presence of Harun or Aaron. Now ask yourself two things. Aaron or Harun was a prophet like Musa, and they also brothers who sucked a same breast, have same womb of a mother, same father. Why do they do in the presence of Aaron but not Musa? The answer is Musa is a hot person. They were feared, also respected. Let us take another example from the history of Islam. After the death of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there were 4 caliphates. Out of the 4 caliphates, Umar was the only one who didn't had a riot. Sometimes caliphate like Uthman was being murdered. This so clearly shows that a leader must have two things in common. most importantly, must be feared, and he should be a decisive. Also, their upbringings or education's background also have a strong impact. Let us take example as a Gaddafi. Gaddafi was born poor pastoralist family. Saddam was a herder. They never had an external influence. Let us take another example from the Middle East. King Salman of Saudi Arabia is more pro-Arab and Arab ideology compared to MBS. They have West, because these young guys who are now and crown princes have more pro-Western. You can compare the leaders we have in the same part of Africa. This shows their power. They show their power to the society, but when it comes to the Western influence, they don't. Especially, it was just recently when I saw how my country Kenya, what the ambassador to UN read against Russia. That report, I don't think that report is exactly from us, because I think it was from a Western influence. That's how I think, my thing too. Now, you ask yourself, Western countries are progressed. First, the ruling there is very strong, and most of the thing media do not report. And most of the ruling comes from one person, the president at that moment. And the media, they commit a lot of things, but they don't have a media that is reports those things. The work of their media is to create attention in Africa or in part of Asia. When demonstration happen in Africa, let us take example. The media's headline are Africa, there is a riot in there. The government used a lot of forces. They talk about human rights violations. They pressure our leaders, African leaders. But look at what happened recently in Canada. What happened there? Why do government use excess force? Now, why do they think that, and when we use force, when the leader use force, they say it is against human violations? Have you seen a report where New York, every night there's someone who dies? Just recently I saw it, a report somewhere there. So in Africa, you can see the peaceful. Many parts of Africa is very peaceful, and where there is a violence, there is no daily death. But once one person died, it will be written in every media's headline. Most of the Western countries committed war crime in Africa. Their drone destroyed a lot of families. And who is accusing them human rights violation to them? Now, what we need is a leader whose priority is African, but not to impress Western. And the question, and most important question, is how could we achieve such a leader? Thank you very much.